everybody! I'm back again. And if you don't know by now, when I wear this sweatshirt, it means I'm building something. That's right. It's getting creative time. It's crafting time. It's building kit time. Today, it's a building kit. I built that engine, the Discovery Kids replica of a gasoline engine. And I mentioned that when I moved into my own place, I had it up for sale. Nobody ever bought it, so I found room for it, packed it up, brought it here, and I'm glad I did because I did get to build it in the end. I just was trying to minimize how much stuff I had to take from the old house and downsize into my new place. And this is another item that I was trying to sell, but nobody ever bid on. And now that I'm all moved in and comfortable and it's here, I'm glad I have it. So it is Meccano Tech Mechasaur. So this is basically a giant Tyrannosaurus Rex made out of Meccano, and it has batteries and shit. Programmable. It's programmable, so I think you could get it to walk around, probably make noise and shit like that. And it's got 715 pieces in it. So I am going to build this and over multiple sessions. So right now it's June. I'm on holidays this week, so I don't even know what day in June it is. It's late June. We're in the early 20s, maybe mid 20s right now. So I'm gonna do it in the time lapse, so over multiple sessions, so you can see it all coming together in those quick little videos over multiple sessions, and then I will of course go over the final build and show you all of its features and whatnot. But what we're going to do first, before I get into the actual time lapse and building portion of it, is I will take you downstairs. I will open up the box. You can see what's in here, all the different pieces, get a general vibe of what this thing is about and what it's going to look like when it is finally done. So yeah, with that being said, let's go take a look. The Mechasaur. Let's unleash the beast. I thought it was good timing for this too, because with the upcoming release of the new Jurassic World movie, Rebirth, let's get a little more dinosaur in our lives, right? Yeah, that's something you can always use a little more of. There's lots of things you could always use a little more of. Dinosaurs is one of them. Of course, Poontang is the main one, but or any in your life, right? Any is more than now. It's fun being a guy. God damn. Okay. All right, we got I think that's the handy dandy little controller. With all the little buttons there. That controls Mechasaur. Some cables. A whole bunch of these weird shaped parts. Some of the metal brackets. Big ass instruction booklet. Some sort of card in there. I wonder what that is. That looks like his body, like his gut. We got a big. That probably, I think, is contained within that, and that's the motor for the legs and everything. At least that's what I'm guessing. Bag o' parts. Bag o' other parts. Bag o' parts. Screwdriver and wrench. Trash. Another bag o' parts. Another bag o' parts. And finally, the hardware, baby. Look at all them little screws and nuts and whatnot. So yeah, I think what I might do is open up this box so it can just lie flat, and then I'll keep all the parts in there while I build it, so I don't have to like lay them all out and then clean them up every time. But yeah, we're gonna get started on this right now. I'll switch to time lapse shortly. We'll start on it, and I don't know how many sessions it's going to take to build all of this, but either way, I'll time lapse it until we're done, and then I will show you Mechasaur in all his glory once we are fully complete. Behold the Mechasaur. This thing is fucking huge. He's massive. His weight's, he's heavy, but he's not as heavy as he maybe looks based on his size. Um, Not sure if you could tell in the time lapse videos. Probably not. He came together somewhat easily, but there was a few times where I had to go back and redo some things. In the legs here, you'll see a dark gray piece and a light gray piece, the same exact same piece. The instructions, looking back in hindsight, I said, "Oh, okay, that's light gray, that's dark gray." The instructions didn't do the greatest job of like making sure you're picking the right colored piece. So at one point I had to disassemble half of his leg and put it back together with the right pieces. I could have left it and had too dark and too light, whatever, but I wanted to do it the way it's supposed to go. Getting the little washers in sometimes could be a little tricky because bigger man fingers, and trying to get these things to stay there while you're trying to screw it in is a little tricky, a little difficult. But overall, for how big and how many screws and shit there are, it wasn't that bad of a build. It probably took me, I think there were 6 time-lapse videos around 30 seconds each, which I think that roughly translates out to like a half an hour each sesh, or at least between a half hour to an hour, maybe 45 minutes. So I want to say it was like minimum 3 hours, 3 to 5 hours, somewhere in there. I think I probably fell when things were all said and done. Probably could have taken a little bit of time off of that when I had to go back and redo some stuff, because that wasn't the only time. There was another section that I had to do again, but But for the most part, like I said, for how big and complicated this thing is, it wasn't that bad of a build. Now, its features, unfortunately, the only batteries I had were from Dollarama. They're C-size batteries, so the big round ones, but not the big round ones. And I had some from Dollarama from years ago. So they're old and they're from Dollarama originally, so you know they're not the most potent batteries. So when I try and get him to walk around and stuff, he'll walk for a bit, but then you'll see his eyes turn red and he'll crap out. So I think if I get some new batteries in there, I'll be able to get him to walk some more. But so basically, you've got his tail here. It's kind of loose, so it can swing. So when he walks, it naturally does a sway that I think kind of simulates natural animal movement of this variety. It's got some. His body can move a bit with his walking. You can see there's a spring here that keeps everything tight and whatnot. His little front arms can move up and down. His jaw can move a little bit. There's a piece in here. There's 3 sets of wires. This here piece, you probably can't see it. It has lights sticking out both sides, which lights up these panels that makes its eyes. So that's the one wire coming down. And then you've got the other 2 sets of wires that go into his main body here, which control like his leg movement and all the motion and stuff like that. So on his, yeah, and then he's got good articulation in the legs. Like there's a lot of flexibility. There's a lot of, yeah, you can kind of see how they move there like that. And then up here on his back, this is the control panel. So you flip it on. He already turned to red. See, the batteries are not great. We'll try it again. Oh, it sounds like he's hungry. All right, we'll let him calm down. See, he listens to you. I'm gonna pet you, okay? You like that? See how he's nodding? So you can pet him and he'll react. There's a record. Oh, he's gone to red. Okay, at least he'll be quiet now. So there's a red record button there and then a green play button there. So you can record sayings and noises and stuff on here and get them to play back by doing that. And then you can also program movements and voices. So you can get him to do a whole sequence of movements and then also be saying things. I didn't get that far into it because the batteries aren't working that great, and plus it seemed kind of complicated to learn it. But there is a ton of features you can do on this thing, and then we'll turn it back on. So you went red again, fool. Okay, so here's some movement ones. So he already went to red, but you could see how he was starting to move there. Maybe I'll put him down on the ground and you can watch him move. This here, the shield. So basically he has like a sentry mode. Okay, I'm turning you off so I can talk. So this one here, it's a shield with an exclamation mark on it. So it's basically like a sentry mode. So again, you can program him in to react to this a certain way, but if you leave him at your bedroom door and leave him on and press the sentry button, he will stay there until somebody turns on a light, and then he will come alive and he'll do whatever programmed thing you want him to do. Or if you don't program something for him, I think he just makes noise and moves forward a little bit. So that's kind of a cool feature. You know, especially if you're a kid and have this and you have siblings, like you could try and scare them with it and that kind of thing. I think that would be kind of fun. And then my favorite feature though, it isn't even any of the movement and stuff. It's got this question mark button here. So basically functions as a magic 8-ball. So you press the button, his eyes turn purple, you ask him a question, and he'll either shake his head no, or he'll nod and say, yeah. So we will, we'll ask him. I've asked him this question a few times, and he's gone back and forth on it. So I'm not sure what to think here. Hey, Meccano, Will I get laid in 2025? Ah, he answered yes this time. No, he's laughing. Thanks for the good news, but I don't believe you. So yeah, so that is Mechasaur, a really cool build. But if you were to get this, I would very much recommend sorting all the parts out first and then really paying attention to the instructions, especially colors of parts, where exactly the screws are going, and especially what size of screws. Because I think there were 3, 4, 5, there was probably like 7, 8, 9 different size of screws that went into this. Some sizes they only had like maybe 1 or 2, but then others they had hordes of certain sizes. So the good thing about it is that in the instruction booklet, like just with Lego, they have an actual size comparison. At each step you may run into a screw. They have a size comparison right on the page, so you can grab the screw and put it up against it, the image of it, and you can say, oh yeah, that's the perfect size, or oh no, that one's too long, let me look for the other one. So you can be very accurate as long as you're paying attention and follow the steps, right? So but what I'll do is I'll just put him down on the ground, we'll turn him on, and you can just see him walk, so you get a sense of his movement and stuff like that. But one day I do hope to get some new batteries and see if I can get him to fully function. I know it's kind of weird to like build this whole thing and then not really have him function perfectly, but I also don't want to go buy like 4C batteries for no reason. So we'll turn them on. Batteries ain't cheap. All right. So yeah, so you can see him moving forward. But again, he craps out, especially on the movement. Again, because I think these batteries are pretty pooched. And then the other feature he has, so like I said, there's the record, the play, the magic 8-ball, the sentry mode. These are straight movement buttons. This one here is like a charge attack sort of thing. We'll see if it works, but he'll probably crap out. Yeah, he crapped it right away. But he does like a charge where he'll charge at whoever's in front of him and make lots of noise. So yeah, so that is Mechasaur. I hope you enjoyed, and yeah, hopefully I'll be building something else soon, and hopefully he works this time, unlike you, Mechasaur, with your bad batteries.
Meow.